Colleagues, I'm here to support ACA 5 and permission to read ever so briefly.
Without objection.
I have here the closing lines of the Gettysburg Address that I want to offer a little reflection upon. It is rather for us to be here dedicated to the great task remaining before us, that from these honored dead we take increased devotion to that cause for which they here gave the last full measure of devotion, that we here highly resolve that these dead shall not have died in vain, that this nation, under God, shall have a new birth of freedom, and that government of the people, by the people, for the people, shall not perish from the earth. To reflect upon this, I think so many thoughts come to mind. Abraham Lincoln was aspiring for a new birth of freedom, for our nation to enter into a different quality of its understanding of what freedom meant. That was what he saw before us. He saw this as something that was an extension of the work and the sacrifice that had preceded it. He saw it as something that was founded in the people of America. I have the utmost regard for this Capitol and this chambers, but the meaning of America will not be settled here. It will be settled in the hearts of Americans. It'll be settled in the hearts of Californians. I think ACA 5, coming as it does in this year, when we have seen so much division, really presents a plebiscite, an opportunity to go before Californians and say, what is the nature of our democracy? What is the extent to which any one individual can celebrate and harbor hope for another who may be different from them? You know, there cannot be democracy if there is not compassion, if there is not empathy for people and the circumstances they find themselves in. I think that the whole milieu of social media actually has the beneficial effect of confronting everyone with a different lens upon real life. So I think this is an outstanding time, 2020, to reach out to all Californians and say, search your heart. What is the meaning of American democracy? What is the meaning of California democracy? Can I celebrate an opportunity conferred upon somebody who has faced burdens? You know, it was John Donne, who lived in the 1500s, served in the Parliament, who said, no man is an island complete unto itself. If a clod falls away, Europe is diminished. Don't ask for whom the bell tolls, it tolls for thee. This notion that if we are a part of something bigger than ourselves, we're all in it together. So I sort of view this as a very important opportunity. I will say for my whole career, the most important quote on leadership I've ever heard was a guy named Michel Roux, who said the job of the leader is not to challenge people. Don't berate people. Don't whip on people. The job of the leader is not to challenge people, but to get them to challenge themselves. I think ACA 5, in a very fundamental democratic way, in keeping with the Gettysburg Address, the reflection upon democracy that Abraham Lincoln provided, is an opportunity for people to decide what is the character of California democracy, American democracy. I think it is a very fitting question to bring forward to voters at this time. Much like the other ACA we discussed, I think this is the year to bring forward this question and ask all Californians to reflect upon the meaning of California democracy.